we'll get a little introduction. I haven't figured out the introduction part yet. I normally go like straight to the conversation. I was like, these people have no idea who this person is.
Okay.
So, okay.
So I found you on the docks, stranded in St. Augustine, or vice versa. I was stranded on the docks in St. Augustine, lost a crew member, needed some help.
Mm-hmm.
You were crazy enough to join us.
Mm-hmm.
We went where? I don't remember.
We were supposed to go to Watches, but I had to pull over in Southport.
We ended up in Southport.
And Power.
And Power.
Yeah.
And boats. Yeah.
Yes. This is Chris McGinley. He was a delivery captain, kind of still is. That's when I met him. And yeah, we just kind of been working a little bit together since. All right, so talk a little bit about what your work week looks like and how you set that up to work for you.
So I set it up to be organized and put together, and it absolutely never goes that way. But once a week, I have 5 boats up here in Jupiter area. So go, make sure they're tied up right, make sure that fenders are good, kind of go through all the systems, make sure there's no issues, and it takes like one day a week to do 4 boats properly, because there's always something wrong or something needs to be recorded, and then cushion
because there's always something wrong with the boat.
Yeah, it's like it's a boat, that's why we're here. So
true.
Even though they're all like within a half hour, it still takes a whole day to kind of go through them all properly. And then the rest of the week is just kind of putting fires out in different places, interviewing people. It could be anything. Tomorrow it's a sea trial. So I try and get all these done in one day so that I'm ready for the next fire to come, prepared and already have my homework done.
Okay, so you have like pretty much like one scheduled day and then leave the rest of the days to like
unfold as the madness ensues. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So, talk a little bit about your background in boating, how you got into it, what that looked like for a little while, and then how you've transitioned into what you're doing currently.
So, growing up, it was mandatory. My parents were sailors, so I had to go sailing every weekend, and I got lucky and I liked it. So, I went to college at University of Rhode Island because it was top 10 sailing team in the country.
Nice.
It was.
Have you sailed in college?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Only for a year and a half. It was way too intense.
That's cool.
And not any fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, college is supposed to be fun.
Yes, yes it is.
And I was right at the line of like, I was pretty good, but I wasn't going to go pro. So I was like, yeah, I'm all set with this.
Okay.
So, done with.
You just quit. You're like,
done with
not for me. Boom.
Done with sailing in college. I'm not,
Got it.
It's not for me. So I was planning to go into politics, as most people end up as boat captains do. But I had a job on a campaign in Philadelphia the day after I graduated.
No way.
Except for the guy lost the primary for the governor's race Tuesday before graduation.
Oh my gosh.
So I had been walking around making fun of everyone who didn't have jobs until right before graduation, and then karma got me like right away. And then my folks sailed in for my graduation into Newport, Rhode Island. My mom met a guy on the docks the Saturday before graduation on Sunday. He owned a 130-foot lightship, an old Coast Guard boat that was converted into a private yacht. Offered us a tour. We talked for 4 hours. He ended up being a previous state senator, an environmental attorney, and he hired me to be his captain starting Monday. So I said,
best of both worlds.
I have to graduate tomorrow, but I can start the day after. And I said, I told him, I was like, teach me a little bit about politics, and I'll take care of your boat. So I ran a 130-foot charter boat for 3 summers, 3 years. And that's how I got started. And after the first 2 months, I was like, forget this politics. It's nonsense. This is way more fun. So been running boats since the day after graduation. I ended up in France during COVID. Dad got sick. I was 30s. Just time to come home. So I came back and started this company, which I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So I just said yes to everything. I said, yeah, of course we do that.
Yeah.
We definitely do that. We do that all the time. Had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Just said yes to everything until I found this little space in the market that was going to work. And that's what I'm working on building now.
Cool.
Which is, we're between Jupiter and Fort Lauderdale. And we only deal with private individuals have boats 60 to 40 feet, and we're the alternative to having a full-time captain.
Okay. What kind of values have you tried to align all your opportunities with? Because you're very much a person who is like, if this doesn't really fit with my end goal, it's not something I pursue.
So the way I came upon it is I wanted to have a life.
Mm-hmm.
So in my 20s, having someone pay me to sail around the world was about the coolest thing I could think of.
Mm-hmm.
And I could curate experiences good enough where the owner would let me pick where we went, because every time he showed up, I had planned everything out. I had picked everything. He was really on vacation because he showed up and everything was done. I didn't have to do anything. So that's like the one, I'm like good at this much, and I'm bad at everything else, but I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out how to maximize the one thing I can actually do well, and have a life on land so that I can follow through with commitments and, you know, kind of like be a human. I figured I'd give that a try.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, those were the ingredients that I was going for.
Nice.
And then values-wise, we only have so much time. I only want to work with cool, interesting people.
Yeah.
Whether that's on my team or clients, because how else would you do it?
Okay. A couple of like fun random questions. A book or books that have really like shaped your, maybe more like business specifically, but I know it's so like ingrained with life for you.
On my 30th birthday, I had just sailed to the boat I ran. We sailed from Boston all the way to San Francisco. Then I turned 30, and I was sailing through the Golden Gate Bridge, which was like the kind of the end of this epic 2-year trip. And my two friends each gave me a book on my birthday while we were sailing, and one was about sailing around the world, and the other was Shoe Dog. And Shoe Dog was way more interesting.
What is that about?
So that's Phil Knight's story, who started Nike.
Oh, cool.
So that was like kind of pivotal in my mindset of like where my next chapter was going. Like I was already done the sailing. It was time to do the business.
Nice.
So that was pretty.
Like perfect timing.
Yeah, it was, and you know, those two didn't know each other. They didn't know they were getting books from me.
Oh,
and they were both in opposite. Yeah.
That's neat.
And so yeah, that was the shift.
Okay.
So that was a big one.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very like monumental too. I like that.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite part about what you do right now?
I'm used to like using my hands and fixing stuff and getting like instant gratification, like making an engine that doesn't start
Yes.
feels really good.
Yeah.
It just like, it's like immediate, you know,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
What's really hard now is that I'm sitting at a computer and I'm building like software infrastructure and rules and standards, and it's really hard. It's just a new skill. Like I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm making it up every day. But it's just,
you got a little grounding if you're pretty successful.
But it's not like immediate gratification.
Yeah.
It's like you have to put so much work in that you don't see for
It's like
a long
starting balls rolling.
Yeah,
and plates spinning.
but it's like I'm not going to see it for a year. Yeah, but and even that's not immediate. It's just like a slow unveiling. So that's been challenging.
Yeah. So, how did you pick your clientele, and how do you kind of filter through people to get the clientele that you want?
So I grew up in like a blue blazer world, and I hated it.
Is that like specific to sailing?
No, it's the area of Philadelphia I grew up in.
Okay.
It was like an old money, blue blazer, lots of rules, stuck up kind of. My family wasn't that way, but like everyone around me was. I went to private day school, so I had to wear a blue blazer for 13 years.
You're like, let me out.
So when I was 18, I was like, get me out of here. Yeah. So like, I know the world, but I don't want to deal with any of those people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the category that I think I've created that doesn't exist is, and that's how I filter through. So You know, in order to be a client, you have to hit 2 out of 3 categories to even have a conversation. And that's cool boat, the money's got to be right, and you have to be a kind human.
Yeah.
So if you don't hit 2 out of 3, it's always a balance. You know, you could like take some of negative as long as like the other is positive. And I found that to be a really good filter.
Yeah.
But like I have a couple 3 out of 3s, and they're just awesome. Yeah. I tell them all the time, I'm like, are you good at making cartoons or investing? Are you the best at it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm the best at this. So you continue to do that and let me handle this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna facilitate fun and everything's gonna go great.
Nice.
If you try and meddle in this, I'm not gonna meddle in your world. So if you let me operate, you're gonna get a better result.
Nice. And set that boundary of like, I'm the expert. That's cool.
I'm the best at this. You're the best at that. Let's understand each other. And when that works, that's when the best relationships and partnerships develop.
Nice.
And I haven't ever lost a client in my entire career because I try and filter a lot before taking anyone on.
Nice. Okay, last question. Just words of wisdom, pieces of advice, last words.
Just go for it.
Words to be off your boat.
Yeah, just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Figure out what you
That's
want.
how I've learned everything is just, you know, I know how to fix stuff because I broke it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to run or start or do a business, but I'm learning every day by doing it wrong, and then, oh, that one worked. So it's just go for it.
Just go for it. I like that.
Yeah,
Experimentation.
go down the road. See, you know, keep throwing darts. See which one opens a little bit further. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
This is good. All right, please explain your desk situation.
So I don't like to sit at a desk because it feels really corporate and awful, and I'm super tall. So I through bolted the desk through zip tie Tupperware containers so that I could stand at my desk.